Hey guys, George at SoundTraxx here. This week we're going to show you a neat little lighting trick that I know we've been asked a lot to be able to do here when it comes to CVs. Now, what is it we're talking about? I just got done with this installation for a friend of mine who caught me in a moment of weakness. So before I sent it back to him, I wanted to show you what he wanted to do with the lights. So, want to see what I'm talking about? Let's get started. Now what I have here in front of me is this is one of the Rapido H1044 Fairbanks Morse locomotives. Now a friend of mine got me in a moment of weakness and I did the installation for him where I installed a Blunami 21 pin along with a decoder buddy from Nick's Trains and one of our current keepers. So I put this in here because the original motherboard didn't allow access to the number board lights. So what we did is we went ahead and wired it up, and of course once we took out the factory motherboard we can access all of the lights, but I wanted to show you one of the specific lighting arrangements that this particular friend of mine wanted to have. Now on this locomotive you have white class lights, you have red class lights on both ends, and then you also have of course number boards, you have the ground lights or the truck lights, and you also have a illuminated console inside the cab, as well as of course headlight and backup light. Now the way I wired this up is each of the class lights got its own lighting output. So the white class lights on the front was FX3, the white class lights on the rear was FX4, the red class lights on the front is FX5, the rear class lights on the red class lights on the rear are FX6. So I took all of the number boards, wired those together, and they're wired actually to FX8, and then the ground lights and the console light are wired together and they're wired onto FX7. Because the ground lights typically are illuminated when the engineer is in the cab, which then would also illuminate the control stand. And the number boards would light up together in most cases, and so therefore they're all wired together. Now I'm going to be using the Blunami app to show you what I'm doing, but all of this stuff I'm going to show you today can be done whether you have an Econami, a Tsunami2, or a Blunami. But if you're doing this with the Econami or the Tsunami2, of course you will have to do CVs, in which case you can go and check out the reference guide and check out the CV numbers to do what you want to do. But I'm going to show you the features and how to do it here using the Blunami screenshots. So I've connected to my locomotive and I have my locomotive, so you'll see I have control. First, let's go ahead and show you the lights. So of course we have our headlight, which is on. And then when I change directions, of course you can see the reverse light. Now, when I open up my function panel here, when I turn on the FX3, the front class lights are white that are on. When I turn on FX4, the rear white class lights are illuminated. When I turn on FX5, the front red class lights are on. When I turn on the FX6, the rear red class lights are on. And then when I turn on FX8, the truck lights and the ground lights and the console light, which are wired to FX7, and of course all four number boards are lighted up now, which is FX8. So the way we're going to do this is the way the friend of mine wants this wired up is he wants the white class lights on the front and the red class lights on the rear when it's moving forward. And then he wants to automatically switch those when it changes direction, so the white class lights are now on the rear and the red class lights are now on the front as it's moving rearward. So we're going to go ahead and do that today because we can do that. We just need all four of those outputs. So we're going to go into our settings, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my sound settings, and just because I'm going to go ahead and reduce this master volume down here a little bit, just to kind of cut the volume a little bit. So now we're going to go down and we're going to function remap. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all of those class lights and assign them to one function button. Now, you can see here on the screen the relative CVs when it comes to the function mapping. So we're going to set all of the class lights to button 24. So FX3, which is CV 1.259, you can see set to 24 already. We're going to go ahead and do that with the FX4. We're going to put that on 24 as well. We're going to save that. do that with the FX5. We're going to do that on the 24 as well. And then the FX6, we're going to do that onto the 24 as well. So now when I turn on the F24 or the function 24 on my app, we'll relabel it as class lights here in a moment. But when I turn on my function 24, all 4 lights are going to come on. Front red and white and rear red and white are all going to come on together. But we're going to set directionality, and we'll do that in just a second. Now, my number boards are the truck lights and the console light. I want to move that to button 26. And then the number boards, I want to move to button 25. So you can see how quick and easy the app makes this. But if you wanted to program the CVs using the Tsunami2 or the Econami, you can follow along with the CV numbers there shown. But you can see all 4 of my class lights now are set to function 24. The number boards are on 25, and then the truck lights, ground lights, and the console lights are on 26. That's all we have to do here. So now we're going to go back. Now we're going to go to our light settings. And this is where we're going to take our FX3. Now we want the FX3 to be illuminated in the forward because it's our forward white class lights, and then extinguished when it's moving reverse. So what we're going to do here is we're just simply going to take the reverse direction, and we're going to say no, we do not want it illuminated. We're going to go ahead and change this to an LED since these are all LEDs. And this is where you can also change the lighting effect. So if you wanted to do, right now it's just set to a diesel light. If you wanted to make this an on-off brightness 1 where you can adjust the brilliance, you can do that. On this particular locomotive, the way it's designed is that the LED is on a circuit board facing up and shining through a headlight pipe. So I'm going to leave it alone for the time being as far as the lighting effect. And then my friend can actually adjust it if he wants to dim them or brighten them up or whatever the case is. So you can go in and adjust this. So FX3 we set to be directionally on and forward, extinguished in reverse. Now, this forward direction and reverse direction, those are in CV 57 and 58, and they collectively determine headlight, backup light, FX3 through FX8, determine whether you want that light on in forward and or in reverse. So now we're going to go to the FX4, which is our rear white class lights, and we do want that on in reverse, but we do not want it on and forward. And we're going to change this to an LED. And that's all we have to do. So now, when I move forward, my front white class lights are going to be on. And when I move reverse, the rear white class lights are going to be on. Even though they're all mapped to 24, this will extinguish the lights based on directionality. Now we're going to go to the FX5. Now remember, this is my front red class lights. So I want those illuminated in reverse and extinguished in forward. So we're going to go ahead and say no in forward, but we do want them illuminated in reverse. And again, we're going to change this to an LED. And then the FX6 is my rear red class lights, and we want those on and forward. We want them off in reverse. Change it to an LED. And that's basically it. Now, when I turn on my function 24, now that I'm in forward direction, you'll see the white class lights are on the front and the red class lights are illuminated on the rear. And I know I don't have a camera on in that direction right this minute, but it's on properly. Now I'm going to start moving forward. We'll start moving. Just to give you an example, now when I come to a stop, of course I have to blow my whistle signals. But when I change directions, you'll see that now the red lights are on the forward or the front end of the locomotive, and the white ones are illuminated on the rear. So now when I move rearward, the lights will base on directionality. And they're all set on the function 24. So you don't have to turn on each light individually each time. You just turn on the class lights with function 24, and then they will turn on automatically. So all you have to do is set function 24, turn it on, and then the lights will behave appropriately automatically based on direction. Now, if you wanted to have these lights turn on automatically, that's where you can look at the extended function mappings in CV 1.385 through 1.440. Be sure to check out the user's guide for more detail on how to set those up. But you can set them up based on motion and direction, each individual function output. So, and again, as we talked about, we've got the ground lights, or I'm sorry, the number boards on function 25, and then the ground lights and the console lights on function 26. Now, we're going to rename these. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close that. We're going to go into the Manage Function panel. And this is a Blunami exclusive. So when you're using the app, you can actually rename the function so you don't need to remember function 5 does this, function 20 does this, and then function 22 does this. And then how do I access it using my standard DCC throttle? You always want to know how to do that, but we're going to go ahead and change that. So we're going to go down here, and on function 24 here, we're going to change this name to class lights. Now, the other things here, you have toggle, which means I can make it momentary if I disable the toggle. So it'll only activate when I hold the button down, and then when I release, it'll extinguish. But I want that to stay on. And then the other thing here is lock name, and that way the app remembers that that is the proper name for that particular output there. And then now we're going to do the FX8. Now we're going to change that to number boards. And we're going to lock the name again. And then the same thing here for FX7. We're going to call this ground lights. And lock the name. We're going to save that. Now, function 27 actually doesn't do anything anymore, so we can just take the name away. And I do this a lot on my own, where I'll just take the name away and then lock it out because it doesn't do anything at this moment in time. Now, if when he gets this model, he wants to change that, he can do that on his own device. But these settings here that I'm doing right now stay in my device. So my device will have them labeled properly. When he gets it, he'll have to do this. I'll have him watch this video and show him how to do that, name the functions on his app. So now when I'm done, we come back over here, we open up our function panel, and you can see that all the names have actually changed to reflect the names that I've called them. And you can see that now they turn on and off based on what I'm doing here. You can see them highlighted. So again, you can quickly see which functions are on versus off because the app will highlight them. This has been a brief tutorial on how to do the lights. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. Again, this can be done with any Tsunami2 or an Econami as well. I'm just using a Blunami to show it to you. But be sure to check out the user's guide for more details on how to set this up. Follow along and set the settings so that way you can see what you're doing. And if you have any questions, give us a call here at the office or email us at support@SoundTraxx.com, and we'll be happy to help any way we can. Guys, that's it I've got for this week. Be sure to like this video and comment below, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks for watching.